Brooklyn and welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be another Let's Talk. I haven't done one of these Let's Talk videos in a while and I thought now's the time to get one done, get it out there, and when you see it you'll see it hopefully in the upcoming weeks. So today's Let's Talk topic is about people who get it easier than others. Now, disclaimer before anyone says anything like, oh, that sounds very entitled and it's just the way the world works. Some people get it easier than others and everyone has hard times in their life, and I completely get that. But I do notice all over my life, all over social media, all over in real life, that there are some people who are very lucky. Now, they could have, and a lot of people do, if not all of us at some point in their life, all of us at some point of our life do have things going on. And maybe then people who seem to have it a lot easier on social media, because let's be real, social media isn't necessarily real life and it's only a highlight reel. But there is some truth that some people have it easier than others. But then people who could have seem to have it really easy, like they get things like that, like say for instance they go out to find a job, they get one like that, they get really good grades in school, if they're in school, they have the best looks, they're naturally really pretty and naturally a really great body, whether that's a man who's more of a natural muscular body, a woman more like muscular too, but more like a nice smooth slim skinny body, and who just seems like everything they want they just get like that. And it kind of isn't fair, but then the mantra is life isn't fair. But anyone who does feel that I have to work very hard to get even a slice of what they have, could all kind of commiserate or whatever together about it. Now, no hate on anyone who has it easy. I'm not saying you don't deserve that, you don't deserve what you have. I'm not saying that. I'm just kind of making a point so we can discuss, does this have any truth in it? Do you feel the same way or a different way? And if you have a different opinion to me, that is completely fine. But yes, people who get it easier than others, and there is people like that. So you may see them, they may like effortlessly get stuff, and it may feel like I've been trying and I'm not even getting that. And obviously you have to be grateful for what you have, and I am as well. I'm grateful for what God has blessed me with, but there's times where I do get down. I'm not going to lie, it's an honest video, I'm not going to lie. I do get down and feel like I've been waiting for this for so long. It could be like such and such, this type of opportunity. I've been waiting for this for so long and it feels like my efforts are fruitless, they're not working, I'm getting nowhere, and it does get me down. There's times where I'm like, I must be not good enough, I must not be good enough. And it's people who do work harder, it seems like that they work harder to get what they want and need in life, they feel that they're not good enough, and those feelings are valid. Even though everyone is enough, everyone's good enough, but the feelings that you feel about, you feel like, oh, why isn't that happening to me? And it makes you feel like, oh, it's all me, it's all me. If it was a different person, I would have that a little easier. If I was like more like this person, more like that person, I'd be a lot happier. And yeah, feelings are valid, and I definitely have felt like that for my life, and I still get to them days and that point where I do like still feel like that, and it's one of them habits I have to really like push the brake. And yeah, with us who tend to find the things a bit harder to get, like to achieve goals and whatnot, there could be jealousy along the way. Like I have had, like that's one of my worst traits, is I tend to get, even though I'm happy for that person, I tend to get like fiercely jealous. I'm just like, why can't that be me? Why can't that be me? And it's not good, it really isn't good, but it is a natural reaction to when you've worked so hard and you just see everyone else having that, and they're like, yeah, that should be me as well. It is natural, and I think unfortunately the world we live in, it isn't fair. And I'm not sitting here saying that, oh, I get nothing, because I certainly have a lot of good in my life and I'm grateful for. I keep on thinking and repeating myself in this video. Apologies if I am. I'm just trying to word this properly and get it out there. But it's like, people may say that, oh, you're moaning that you don't have this and you don't have that, but you're not looking what you actually do have, and there's people who are a lot worse, and I acknowledge that. There's people who get it a lot worse than me, and I do feel bad for them people. It shouldn't be like that. It really shouldn't be like that. Everyone, I do think, should have an even playing field in life, should have even opportunities to, like, if they want to, let's say they want to work in this profession, just, I'm not going to call it profession, I'm just going to call a job, like the profession, the field they want to work at. Let's say they want to work there, it's been their dream since they were a kid or however long, they just took a shine to it. They should be supported in that, within reason, in that profession to get their goals. There shouldn't be any favoritism, because I know, especially, let's just give it out here, a shout out here to social media influencers. There's a lot of influencers who are favoured, and I'm not bashing anyone. There's a lot of influencers who are favoured and tend to get deals like that. And there's people who actually work, not saying they don't work their ass off, because they probably do, but some people, I'm not going to get too into it, but some people who don't really work their ass off that much, it seems, they get it like that. But there's a lot of people who deserve it and get it like that. But that's one of the more infuriating points. But I'm not trying to bash. But whereas there's other, like, maybe smaller people, like influencers, who are trying to build their platform up, and it seems like they're not really getting noticed. No one's really caring about them, and that will destroy self-esteem. And it's just like, brands, like, say for instance workplaces, brands, whatever, should be giving everyone a chance. Now obviously if the person, like, isn't suited to that role and don't have really an interest and everything, then that's another thing. Or they're, like, not a good person, and they keep on kind of not taking responsibility for their actions, and they keep on being problematic, then that's a different thing. But I'm just talking about general people who just want to do well for themselves. They should have that opportunity to do well. And I feel that this issue over the last 10 or so years has got worse. Like, you look at the job market, you look at social media, you look at anywhere in life, like relationship wise, you look at family life, you look at all that, and it has went downhill. And it is harder for a lot of people to live a loving life, and it shouldn't be like that. It really shouldn't. There's a lot of people who are struggling with everything that's going on, like with just not feeling heard and not feeling listened to, and it needs to stop. It really does. We'll say in this world that it's all equal opportunities, everyone's equal, everyone has an even playing field, but yet the world who boasts like everything's equality, they still leave people out. Let's say disabled people, they still get left out, and it isn't fair. So you can't just say you're all for equality but you're leaving certain groups out. I'm not going to get too much into that, but I'm just saying it's a bit of a double standard, if you know what I mean. It really, really is. So I'm sorry I sound like entitled. I probably do sound very entitled, like I want all this and you all don't deserve that. I'm not saying that. Yes, I would like, there's certain things in my life I would like to do, and I want to be more successful in my life, but that doesn't make me entitled. It really doesn't. And it doesn't make anyone else, any of you who are striving for more in their life, they're striving to do well for themselves, and someone turns around and calls you entitled, you're not. Like, there's a difference. Entitled means that you're doing well or you're doing something, but you're like you're just wanting more and more and more and more and more, and you're not being grateful at all for what you have, and you're just feel like you should have that, but it's unreasonable. That's entitled. But anyone who wants to do well for themselves and they feel like they're failing and they're angry, but that's not entitled. It's not. So yeah. I'm sorry I'm all over the place with this video, but I do think there should be changes in the way things work. Definitely. Like I'll give an example for me. So yes, I have it a lot easier than some people, and I'm grateful for that. Like, I have a lovely husband. I'm a Christian. I found God 5 years ago. I have lovely kids. Well, 2 of them are French bulldogs. One's an actual human child. But I have 3 kids. People are going to say, oh, dogs, French bulldogs are not kids. They're my kids. They're all equally my kids. So, shh. But yeah, I've got a lovely husband. I've got God, which is most important. He's most important. A lovely husband, 3 kids, a nice house. Yet it may not be the biggest house, but it's a roof over our head. And there's a lot of people in this world who do not even have that, or do have a roof over their head, but they're in a toxic home. Maybe because of abuse, maybe because it's an insecure. Like there's always that threat of getting kicked out or whatnot, or they live in a really, really bad area, that type of thing. So there's always that fear there. So yeah, and even though I have like an eye condition and ADHD, I still have a load of my bodily functions that are working, and I'm able to do a lot of things, a lot of normal things in my life to get like to live a normal life. I'm grateful for that. And yeah, but there's things I have struggled that hasn't always been easy with relationship wise. I've had like a few bad relationships, and partly that is on me for being immature too, but I was with the wrong people. But I've struggled finding my perfect partner, my perfect man, until I found my husband. And it was heartbreaking, because you know what it's like if you're a young girl, young guy, or even if you're not, say for instance you're with someone for a very long time and you've broken up for some reason and you're getting back into like the dating area of your life. It is hard, and there's a lot of people who are users, and there's a lot of people who mess you around, and that actually irks me, because even though yeah it can be scary to like be real sometimes, I get that, but I'm going off topic here. But it's always better to be like, if you don't like that person, just be like, look, I'm not interested, you're a nice enough person, but I don't think it'll go anywhere. Do that, or be a much better person to do that than to lead them on and then ghost them, or like go hot and cold. I've had so many experiences, both with romantic relationships and with friendships, with ghosting, with hot and cold, flip-flopping around, being there 1 minute, gone the next. And it always is when I need them the most, they're like ghost, and it hurts, and it does tear you right down. It really, really does. And with that aspect, until I met my husband, I found that aspect really, really hard. I got really, really depressed about myself, because I was like, I'm just not good enough. And I grew up with like low self-esteem, and obviously having a disability didn't help. I just felt too different, not good enough, that type of thing. And having people ghost me like that, or do that, like just be toxic or go hot and cold, really didn't help. It actually made it a lot worse, and I internalized it. And I think that when people who struggle and like fight and fight and fight to get the life they want and need, and see our people having it so easily, and even ones who are ungrateful and don't even try, it's heart-wrenching. It really, really is. It's infuriating. Now, not to the ones who deserve it and who work hard and ace it, but the ones who are entitled and don't put much effort into that life, and they're very greedy, they're very up themselves, narcissistic. Then it's infuriating. And I've seen a few people, whether I've knew them in person or I've just knew them from online or seen them online or whatnot, be like that, and it does disgust me. Now, not hating on anyone, I'm just kind of explaining how it is pretty much. But then like for me, that did kind of break down a lot of my mental health, because I was like, yeah, it just must be me. It just must be me. I'm just not worth it. I'm just not good enough. And if I was that person, this, like this, like that, I would have had that. I would have been thriving right now, but I'm not. Do you know what I mean? So, and people are probably going to think I'm a drama queen, but yeah, with regards to that, like, a lot of people struggle in them sorts of areas, and also just proving myself. So I could speak on myself and people who may be able to relate to that. Proving yourself, especially if you're different or you have a disability, or you're in a minority of any group, proving yourself is one of the hardest things. It's one of them, like, soul destroying things almost, because you put so much work to prove that you can do this, to prove that you're good enough, and there's people who still throw it back in your face and be like, haha, you're not good enough. They say it either to you, or they word it in a way, or the actions speak in a way that, yeah, it kind of reinforces that negative belief that you're not good enough, and it hurts, and it is infuriating, and it's just like, it kind of makes the situation worse, or like, they have it easier. That's just because of me. It's not because I'm not good enough, or I would have been like that. So it's just like, come on, literally, come on. So speaking of that, anyone feel the same way about that, just let me know. So I'll kind of get into like the goals I want to achieve. And I love doing YouTube. That's a hobby for me, doing social media, TikTok and all. That is a hobby for me, but I do want to grow my platform, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not narcissistic, it's not entitled to want to grow your platform to be successful. Maybe I'll get there, maybe I'll not get there, but it's just like, I want to have them brand deals. I want to be recognised by brands, by our people. It does sound like entitled, doesn't it? Come like, just like what I'm coming across. And yeah, it does, but I'm just telling you the truth here. I do want to have the brand deals. I do want to feel successful, and I do want to just feel that I'm a whole person. Do you know what I mean? And in my opinion, me being successful at what I do will make me so much happier. Now, don't get me wrong, I am happy in life, but there's room for improvement, and that's not me being ungrateful. I shouldn't really have to explain myself. I shouldn't really have to keep on explaining myself, right? But do you know what I mean? I just do wish for them things, and I do wish, just, if I'm more successful, means my husband and my family have a better life. And I want nothing but the best for my family, do you know what I mean? Like, I want my kids to have what them successful people's kids have, and I don't want my kids growing up and feeling inferior to other people. I don't want my kids not having opportunities that other people have. I don't want my kids grow up with self-esteem issues and just feeling that they're not good enough, and it's just down to them and everything, and it's horrible to feel like that. I do not want to have them feel like that, and by me being successful, be less likely that they'll feel like that. They'll feel that they are important, and I always tell them they're important to me, and their dad, my husband, always tells them that they're important to him. But do you know what I mean? Like, just, kids pick up on things. They really, really do. They pick up on other kids just living their lives, and I just, obviously I'm going to teach my kids to be grateful for what they have. I'm going to teach them to be grateful and to be a good person, and to be accommodating to everyone, and be a nice, welcoming person. But it's just, like, I want my kids to grow up and feel that they're worthy. Do you know what I mean? And I want to feel wherever they put their mind to it, like, whatever, like, good life choice they put their mind to it, they're going to smash it, and they're going to be amazing at it. Do you know what I mean? Whew, okay. Literally. So it's a bit of I probably will forget something. If I do, I'll probably put a voice note or something in the screen. And also, the way about me being more successful and being able to give my kids a better life, traveling too. I want to take my kids on loads of holidays. Yes, I got to go on a few holidays growing up and I appreciate that and everything, but I want my kids to experience that too. I want to take my kids to America. I've never been there before, but I want to take them to America. I want to take them to Disney World, I think it's called, Disney World. I want to take them there, and Disneyland in Paris too. I want to take them all over the world, and I want, for me to do that really, really well, I have to be successful, and I want to. And it's more for like building me up, because everyone has hard times, and everyone has been through some sort of trauma and really bad times. And for me being getting successful and being successful, that's going to help repair a lot of that damage of what I was put through and having to fight through stigma and barriers and everything. And I'm not saying this to be like entitled. I'm not saying this to be like, oh, it's only happened to me, because it hasn't. There's a lot of people who go through that and worse, and I'm not minimizing anyone's life here and anyone's experiences and what they went through. But yes, I just want to feel that things get easier. I just want, probably not going to happen, but I just want this world to be a more of an equal, fair place, because that's what God wants. God wants his children to thrive, do you know what I mean? So yes, and I think I've covered everything. If I haven't, I told you there'll be a voice note or a screen freeze, whatever, voice note on it, and it'll explain what I missed out. But I hope you've enjoyed this video anyway, and I'll see you again for the next one. Stay gorgeous. God bless. Bye.